All right, 4 o'clock. I call this special meeting of the Saginaw City Council to order. Audience participation is on the video screen. If you have a question on this topic, please see the City Secretary to speak. Item number 3, consideration and action regarding change order number 2, Willow Creek Park Station Playground. For that, Director of Public Works, Rick Trice.
Thank you, Mayor, members of City Council. We've been working with contractor and his subcontractor suppliers over the last several weeks to try to come to a conclusion, solution for some of the issues at the playground. You've been briefed on an executive session. And anyway, we have come to what we think is a fair and equitable, settlement, for lack of a better word, which results in the form of a change order. The change order will cost the city $28,115.75, and the purpose for that is to install washed gravel and filter fabric above existing subgrade. The contractor, in concert with his subs and his supplier, is going to remove the existing surface, excavate down to the 5 inches to allow that gravel to go back in. We're going to check all the sub drains to make sure that they function. The landscape architect has agreed that he will review all submittals and be on site when the critical installations are going in, so that we can make sure that we've done it correctly. And then also, the tilt-a-whirl had some issues prior to discovery of the drainage problem we had on the site, and they're going to come out and install a sub-drain to get that to drain also. So all of that work should be done. I think the longest critical path is the ordering materials. It'll take about 2 weeks. Once everything's here, the installation and all should happen within a week. So probably 3 weeks from the time that we give them the green light to order. We hope to have that playground back online and functioning. So with that, unless there's any questions, I recommend that approval of the change order is submitted.
Council, questions? Cindy?
Yeah, I know this 28,000 is a whole lot less than what we anticipated, but I still don't see why we have to be responsible for something that was outside of our control. I mean, we hired professionals to take care of this, and
we did, and without getting into too much detail, the professional, at least the architect, relied on information provided by the VitraTurf, the supplier. And if you looked at some of the information that was out there, I think I briefed you and showed you some detail and some information at some point in the past. You really can't fault the designer for going forward with the design that he had. The items that the city is paying for under this change order are things that were not in the original contract. So we rightfully should pay for that as a betterment. The contractor, and again the supplier and the subcontractor, are standing up for the work that they performed and rectifying and correcting those matters. So again, just going back to say that I believe that this is probably the fairest settlement or conclusion to this problem that we could hope to have.
Okay. Do we have any idea what the whole project is going to cost?
I gave the example, and you were out of town, I think, on one of the sessions, that if you were to have a warranty issue on your vehicle and you went in and they say, well, your engine is blown, we're going to have to replace the engine, and you say, well, no, I don't want a 350, I want a 457 engine at no cost. Well, that's, you're going to pay that delta, which is a betterment. It's something that's above and beyond what you had originally paid for. That's the same scenario that this change order represents.
Yeah, but a 350 is still a good engine. Obviously, this was not a
good
Honda, design.
So I don't know.
So what's the whole total cost of the project going to be with all the contracts combined?
It's $580,720.25.
No, that's not just this change order. That's for the whole.
That's all change orders, including this one.
That's including the original park, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the cost for this?
Additional work?
For the additional work for the other contractors?
That's the $28,000 that I just.
So we're paying for everything.
No, they're paying for the new surfacing.
That's what I'm wondering. What is?
There's no cost to the city in that.
No, I was wondering what their cost is.
The deal is that VitraTurf is going to pitch in $30,000. Playgrounds of Texas is going to put in $30,000, and the contractor is going to pay $15,000. That's just for the VitraTurf. That's just for the surfacing. G-Rod Construction is going to pay out of their pocket the removal of the existing surface, the excavation of the old subgrade down to the 5-inch depth, recompaction of that surface, and that will be it.
So we're still looking at about the $170,000 ballpark just for this one fix?
It won't show up in the contract cost, though,
No.
because that's being not done.
No, but that's what we were looking at originally.
Oh, you mean had we were to pick up the entire cost? Yes. The value would have been something north of $100,000, yes.
So I guess
So we only paying for materials?
We're paying for the installation and compaction of the crushed stone, the stone, and the placement of the fabric, which is underneath the stone. And there's a detail, I think, on the change order that was in your packet. There it is.
And what can we do in the future to keep this from happening again?
Shouldn't happen again.
It shouldn't happen.
I feel confident that this fix is going to fix the problem.
Well, I'm talking
for the
about
life
other
of the park.
projects as well. I mean, I look at East McElroy, that was finished in 2014. We're having to do it all over again.
Well, that was BR before Rick. I think that, again, that's what we did last Tuesday night was you authorized a change order, a contract for Geotech to give us recommendations. And my understanding that just on McElroy, the base that they placed underneath that roadway was a poor base, just basically trash. And so, what we hope to do with this new project is to put something there that's going to last.
But I just don't want this sort of thing to keep recurring.
Well,
'Cause,
we're in
it's
total agreement with you, Councilmember.
It's unfair to our citizens.
A question? Mary?
It says, in the explanation, Laterra Studio to review washed gravel and filter fabric submittals and visually observe the site prior to placement of filter fabric / washed gravel and PIP surfacing. And so the fact that they're going to do that, would that then protect us if something should go wrong in the
It
future?
just helps with quality assurance. So,
But it wouldn't, could that be used kind of as a warranty also, that they were there, they were watching, they were approving?
well, hopefully we won't ever face that issue, but yeah, certainly.
It would help.
It would help if they're on site and they would have visually seen the installation go in, and you could make the argument then that, they would have some fault there.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions? Valerie?
So now, does it have a warranty on it after we fix this?
It does. In effect, the contract is still open and the maintenance bond is still in effect. So it would carry a 2-year bond, maintenance bond.
So if it breaks again, or does this again, they have warranty?
If it breaks again, then I'm going to turn in my resignation and
Let's hope not. Council, other questions?
No, Rick, you've answered all the questions that I had, so appreciate the work.
The way I look at it, we're getting an upgrade. Should it have failed in the first place? No, of course not. Nobody wanted that. But we're getting an upgrade now, reducing the risk that it's going to fail again. I like the fact that the architect will be on site. It's a little bit more risk mitigation as well. So I think we're doing the best we can. And I appreciate your tenacity, Rick, with this. I know it's a pain. I appreciate you staying through it and getting a good solution. I think it's great that the contractors are stepping up and not charging us again, which they could argue that. So I think it's a great solution all the way around. It's unfortunate it happened, but this is the best solution out. So I appreciate your staying with it.
you're welcome. I give a lot of credit. Although we had a failure, I give a lot of credit to the contractor and to the supplier and the playground installer that, they stepped up to the plate and did the right thing. So,
No. That's great. Good for them, yeah. Council, other questions? I don't want to belabor this anymore, but thank you, Rick. No other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor, make a motion that we approve the change order for the Willow Creek Station Park Playground and get it up and running.
Okay?
I'll second.
Charles, second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed? That's it. Thank you, Rick. I will entertain a motion to adjourn now.
Move to adjourn.
Valerie,
Second.
Charlie, all those in favor? At 4:10, we're adjourned. Thank you all.